everybody, and welcome to our guest rooms. This is called the Dépendance. It was a storage sort of shack. It was a shack. It was a rubble. Actually, it was a pile of stones. And we decided that we wanted to put 3 guest rooms somewhere, and this was here. There was a tree like sort of growing through it, so we had to take the tree down. That was a big fight because Italians don't like cutting trees down, and we were trying to explain that, you know, people can't sleep with a tree growing in the middle of their bed. But anyway, come on in and let me show you. This is a room that has a very old bed, 300-year-old bed. I found this bed and I said, can I buy this bed? And my dealer said, well, it's my brother's bed. I don't know if he really wants to sell it. And then I said, well, this is how much I'll give him for it. He said, I don't know, I'll have to ask him. This is how you deal with people when you're trying to buy something here. Because people have like an emotional attachment to something. So no matter how much money you offer them, they're not gonna sell it to you. So about 4 months later, I got a text from him saying my brother's ready to sell the bed. So I was very excited. And then he threw in the Madonna, so I thought it was appropriate to throw her over this bed. Our rooms are cozy, but they're comfortable. We have lots of antiques in here, but we also have high-low. You know, I love that. It's like this fixture, for example, is from like a local, what sort of like a crate and barrel. It's called Maison du Monde. And I just liked the basket. I thought it was cool and it was rustic, so we put it up there. This is a double loft. You'll see the other side. This is usually mother-daughter or 2 friends, because upstairs there's a full bed and a full bathroom upstairs as well. And then we have these cool bathrooms. I put this door in so that you'd have privacy, but yet light would come in. And then of course there's a light. These are wet rooms, so everything can get wet. I actually found this to be a great solution for a very small bathroom. Is you just put a drain in the floor, you have everything slanted to the drain, and if you've read my book, It Leaves My Boyfriend, you know about the story about these bathrooms in the Dépendance. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. This is room number 2. We call this the bathtub room because the first floor is actually the bathroom, and the second floor we have a loft and a bed. It's very cool. I actually bought this tub in France, and it's super fun to take a shower in. Here, let me get in. Just kidding. You have an amazing view of the vineyard. So while you're standing here naked, you can look out and see what's happening in the vineyard. It's a really cool space. It's not for everybody because we have a repurposed staircase that we bought, and it's sort of some things here are a little bit jiggy-joggy. It folds up so clever under the stairs. So that's where the closet is. So this is something, it was just a very clever way to get a lot, and there's a lot of storage. It goes all the way under the stairs. I guess it could be another guest room too, huh? In a pinch. You're in here today. Hi, this is the guest quarters. Come on in. 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a kitchenette. It's a cute little landing spot for our guests when they get here. So this is the famous guest book. My new book is called My Italian Guest Book. Some of the people that are in the book are actually in this book, so you can find them. These benches traditionally were in foyers of, let's say, the kitchen staff area. So they would literally sit on them, and this is where they would rest, which seems pretty uncomfortable to me, but I guess in the oldie timies, this is what it was like. This light I bought at a flea market, and it was from outside of a fish store, and it was 65 euros. And it's all brass and heavy glass. It's so cool. And when I saw the price, I was like, I'll find a place for it. And I think when I go fleeing, especially if I'm doing a renovation, I just buy stuff. because I know I'm going to find a place for it. So let me show you the cozy room. It's a smaller room, but with an amazing view. And then we put in resin bathrooms. They're also wet rooms, and the resin process is very long and expensive. It's the very last thing you put in. This is what it looks like. This is a tiny little wet room. People love this room. It's really cozy. All the beds were found. They're all antiques. They're very classic Italian. Like if you speak to Italian, they walk in here, they go, oh, my grandmother and grandpa had this set. So we enjoy that. I'm not going to say this is my favorite room, but this is my favorite room. It's called the Fireplace Room, and I mean, not that I like to have favorite children, but this is probably, I put my favorite people in this room, let's just say that. So if you end up with this room, you know how we stand. The fireplace is original. It was here. On the mantle, it says the family name that lived here, the farmers/priest family. And this is all sort of in Latin. And it was 1672. So this mantle is from 1672. So it's pretty cool to sleep in a room where you're with a mantle that is like very, very old. You can see this is what the walls originally looked like when I walked in next to the fireplace. They were very crunchy, but I like that. I like the whole idea of the texture, and I really like this blue color. So what we ended up doing is where it was really falling apart, we added some stucco to it. And then my friend Betty Soldi, who you'll meet, is a calligrapher and an artist. She came in and drew on the wall. She's a magical creature from Florence. She's truly a magical creature. I like the modern, the juxtaposition of the modern with the sort of nonni, which means grandparents' bed. And then I always like having above the bed some sort of religious angel. All these prints came from books and they were framed, and they're quite wonderful. Yeah. This is the baby saint room, and it's named for the baby saint. We have this little baby saint. We think she was probably in a school. I bought her at the Lucca flea market. I just couldn't resist her. You know, I walked by her and I thought, oh, I really like her. Where could I put her? Again, we have a bathroom that is a wet room, and it's quite large and it's quite bright. This is a beautiful room that looks out onto the vineyard. So every room has its own unique particular view that is quite beautiful. Most of the artwork you see like this out in the marketplace, they're actually from books. And one of the things about the Lunigiana that's so interesting is it is a place where the first editions of books were printed. And the reason is that people from Vivizzano were very into books. They were very into handwriting, so they would handwrite books. So part of the reason I like having these prints framed here is it is sort of a nod to Vivizzano. We call this the kitchenette, and it's for our guests in the guest quarters. We have this unit made. It has a little refrigerator that fits right into it. Oh, there's a Coke in there. Anyway, we have everything for our guests here that they might need. Another Nespresso machine. Again, shout out to them. We have our wine. We have our white wine in the fridge, rosé in the fridge. And yeah, it's just a cute place to land. We have snacks and umbrellas, all the things, sunblock, all the things that you may have forgotten we have in here. And of course, copies of my book, Italy is My Boyfriend, and my new book, My Italian Guest Book. That's our guest kitchen.